Chara, the bomb scores! The Bruins tie it!
For the Bruins to play and win with Claude Julien's defense-first system, you have to have a rock back on the blue line, and boy, do the Bruins have that in 6'9" captain Zdeno Chara. Chara has played to a +44 over the last 2 seasons, and he anchors one of the best defenses in the National Hockey League. Zdeno sat down and talked with our own Naoko Funayama.
Do you feel that you've effectively taken yourselves out of that hole that you dug early on in the season?
Yeah, I think so. We all knew that we didn't play our best. We were maybe not as ready as we should have been for the teams coming at us, and you know, now it's a different story. We're playing much better hockey, and it shows.
There was a lot of talk after the couple of Montreal losses that coaching staff brought you guys in, did an extended video session. Take us through those couple of days and what you took out of them, what exactly happened, and what clicked for the team at that time.
Well, I think that the best way to really adjust your game is to really see it. You know, when you go through a couple video sessions and you see, you know, what you're doing wrong and how it's effective when you're doing right, then puts you back to reality, and then you really start to focus on what you should be doing on the ice. And sometimes it takes just the little things or simple things like a couple video clips, and makes you realize that, okay, I have to do this what I've been doing before, and that's very effective for the team.
What does it say about the coaching staff and the pulse that they have? They're, you know, perhaps a finger on the pulse of the Bruins, that, you know, they opted to do something like that instead of, you know, maybe bag skating you or taking it hard on the ice.
You have to have that relationship where you know what the players need. Coach has to realize, okay, this is what needs to be done, and you know, it's a balance that you have to develop, and we have pretty much the same group that we have in past years. So he knows what is working for this group and what is not working. So he made a couple adjustments and made sure that we had this couple meetings and we fixed the problem.
The Buffalo game, there was a lot of hype leading up to it, a lot of talk, and for Buffalo, of course, the topic of redemption came up quite a bit. How much could you guys relate to that, having been on the other side of it before?
It's part of the game. You know, it's a physical game, and sometimes these kind of contacts and things do happen, and it's something that as players, you know, we're used to it. It's also part of your job as a media to make it, you know, more interesting and very exciting for the fans, and that's what it was. And Buffalo did a good job. They step up their game, and they did what they need to be done. And we also on our side, you know, we did what we felt was right, and that's what made this game so exciting. And it was a hell of a game.
Already a quarter of the way into the season. What do you think of this team?
You know, we always think that we have a really good chance to win, and first we have to get there. But this team is good enough to accomplish, you know, anything. So right now, my thoughts are not very far. You know, we just have to focus on next game and go from there. And again. It's a long year, but I know this group is very solid, strong group of guys, and you know, once we play the way we can play, you know, we are hard to beat.
Look, if the financial thing doesn't work out for Gord Kluzak, I think he's got a future in hockey scouting. When Zdeno Chara went from the Islanders to Ottawa, you told me then that's the best defenseman in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, I mean, I just love his game in terms of how intense. He's such an intimidator. And you know what? When you're, and Barry knows this, when your best player, one of your best players is the hardest worker, the best condition, the guy that plays the most consistent, that shows up every game with an edge, Boy, I'll tell you, does that make it easier for the coach to get everything out of his team? And Claude Julien knows how lucky he is as a coach to have a guy like Zdeno Chara that he can throw out there for 20, 25, even 30 minutes a game in the playoffs. What a huge plus.
Yeah, you want to know how good he is? Let's go ask the guys that he shuts down on a nightly basis, whether it's Sedin twins last year in the Cup Finals or Ovechkin or Kessel. Just go ask those guys around the league who the guy they hate playing against the most, and it's Chara. Why? Because he's big, he's tough, he takes away that space, he doesn't back off at all, he goes right at you, and he plays hard and clean. And so he's one of those guys that is very well respected around the National Hockey League for the way he plays.
But he's also the best fighter in the National Hockey League. I'd put him up against anybody.
Yeah, he's just in front of that bus or not.
Yeah, good luck.